What is up, everyone? This is going to be my Lillia jungle video. I'm going to go into detail on how you can play this broken AP jungler like the very best. For starters, I think Lillia jungle is the best AP jungle. With the new changes and everything, the item build is just so broken. Lianji's into Riftmaker is just the core. Also, movement speed is going to get buffed in the rune next patch, so that's even better for her. So she's super broken. Here, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do the solo Raptor clear. I have Conquer for my runes. I have the ability haste rune. And, you know, this setup I have is what I feel like is the best and also by far the most easy. And also, solo Raptors, I'm really big on it for champions that just want to kind of, you know, play to farm. She is a farm jungler, so it's always important. So here we always want to auto and then pull out. And why is that important? Why are we pulling out? Because the outer Q has a true damage application. You see, if you hit the outer edge of the Q, kind of like Darius Q, it applies a true damage buff. So here, that's what we're kind of aiming for when we're going for that. And you can do Krugs or you can do red. In this example, we're going to do Krug second. For if you want to do red second, you can play for like a level 3 gank. That is also an option. But here, I'm just going to do the Krug second and we're going to play it to farm. Because I don't think ganking Vlad is that effective for here. Like this game, I just don't see the Vlad gank as very good. Here, you always clump them up. The W is very straightforward. You just hit the core and you just want to hit the middle. Q, it's a lot about hitting the outer edge. Your Q does true damage. It's really important to just hit that outer edge. And also when you're clearing, you just have to kind of kite. Like the way I play her, or the way you farm on her, you really want to kind of kite as much as possible. And here, you see I have my Q ready. What I'm doing here is I'm keeping my movement speed stack going by consistently keeping the Q going as you see. So here, it's really important to keep your movement speed stacks going. Why? Because, you know, this is like the core thing about the champion. Hit the outer Qs, keep your movement speed bonus because they fall off one by one. Very similar to Hecarim. Here we can always pull. You see how I can kind of do more leashing and dragging to like the outer edge on this champion. You don't really have to do that, but personally I think it's just very effective. So here, example, I'm just starting 2 cams and I just smite this one because might as well get that Q on AoE on multiple targets. You don't have to do this, like I said, be comfortable with your first clear, but this is what I kind of aim for when I play Lillia. She's a farm jungler, she needs items, period. So here we always, kind of like Hecarim, if you play Hecarim, drag it out. You really want to keep your stacks going, is very important. And here, you know, we're playing for crab, right? So keep our stacks going. Use W. W is really a slow ability, so you always have to be kind of careful when you use it. And by careful, I mean you just have to be very gentle. Here I'm a bit worried because Shaco is, you know, he's a champion who likes to invade, and I made his basing, and I want to play for second Raptor. So here we see him. But as we see, he just went for that crab. Top is fighting him on a back ping top. He probably won't listen. He is most likely dead. But like I said, we did the solo Raptor to play for the clear. The only thing on my mind right now is to play clear. You see how this wave is building? The enemy mid has a roam timer. So in these situations, you have to play really safe. On champs like Lillia, who are really fragile. Cool thing about Krugs is you can pull them so far back. The reset range isn't even toggled yet, you see. So you can really play super safe when you're doing this camp, which is really nice. And here, I think there's a chance we can kill possible Vlad. So I might go for an angle, or I can counter gank the Shaco. Both, I think, are very important in this situation. And even though I didn't really do much in that gank assist-wise, but my impact was huge. And here is the beautiful, yes, you guessed it, the Krugs, the angle, the one we love so much. And this is what the Lillia is really broken about. She can just AoE, clump them up. Here, I think Shaco could come, but you can just see the passive damage, the AoE, the ability to do it so quickly. If Shaco was here, I would be healing so much. I wouldn't even be afraid. And we easily get 3. And this is the very important thing when you play as champion, is to really play. Here, I'm going to go on the Shaco fast because I think his abilities are down. Here, we go on Lillia right after. We play around the Q range. And there, what you saw there was actually the Q flash. The Q flash on Lillia is really good. Instantly apply it. You have to be really fast. Those are the few mechanics you incorporate. This is also on my Diamond account, so Diamond Emerald MMR, just so you guys know. And for build-wise, like we said, what are we building? Liandry is very OP, but CDR boots, I personally prefer CDR boots first item. I really do like my CDR boots. I think CDR is really hard to get. When you go this build, we go Liandry's, we go Riftmaker. And what's good about CDR is your ulti cooldown is a very long ulti cooldown. There's a lot of downtime when you play on this champion, so I feel like the CDR is really important. And the way I really win games like this is really play heavy farm. Lillia just generally has the potential to really sort of like out-level people. Here, I'm just going to skip my camp. I was going to skip it. Here, we want to get back in the circle right away so we can stop the reset. You see how, even though it reset, I kind of bought some time there. So here, I want the crabs, so I'm going to remember Q-sack. Just keep my stacks going. Very important. The most important thing on this champion is here we're going to Q in advance. Now she's asleep. We always W when we get that sleep angle. And that's really free. Like super easy. If I hit that E into the R, you can damage them before they're asleep and it doesn't proc it. So it's always good to get like a quick Q in and then, you know, go for that W. Because the W does that extra damage. The W does that extra damage you see when it's on the core. So that little dot you see, you're going for that. Here we're going to smite. We have 2 charges. And the way you want to play Lillia is really about how I'm playing. Like my base timers are short. I've only based once. I'm playing so heavy in farm, but also every time I'm ganking, it's off of like having my stacks ready. Like super effective gank angles. Here we want to keep the aggro a bit longer. And then we go in. And I'm just playing extremely heavy in farm. You know, I'm playing towards my champion's identity. And that's like a big thing. I try to teach people is like, you have to understand. Like you play towards the champion's identity. And you just have to understand them. Like what does your champion do? Like this jungler is so delicate in the early game. If you mess up, you're just going to die. If you don't have stacks of your abilities, for example, like this passive stack, your ganks are worthless. So that's like a big thing. Here you can always E to keep your stacks going. So what did I do? I saw Shaco bot side. He might go for dragon, but he doesn't understand the meta we're in. And the meta we're in is we play for void grubs. Never do dragon until the second rotation is done, because I want to be ready. I don't really care about this first dragon. Takes way too long. That my interest is so minimal for it. I'm just taking his jungle so he has no job if he comes topside. And then I just have a perfect angle to do the void grubs. Don't get me wrong though, I can gank. Like I could gank if I wanted to. I could help this Fizz be in a good position. Here we're gonna wait and then E right there. Good flash by her. No, that was a good flash. And here we're gonna play for the void grub angle. Vlad could run down. He could fight me, but perfect. We get that first Q, and then what I do is I just kite back. I just let them stack up now. Because once they stack up, you get maximum value from your true damage. Remember, outer circle like that, though I missed that one. But it is important, so you always want to hit your outer circle as much as possible. Try to last hit too. Like, I don't want this guy to get the last hits. Here we hit that, right? So we can just get the E off and get that AoE. Super happy to fight here. Keep my stacks going. W backwards. Auto attack. Even though it seems like a waste, but auto attacks are very good on this champion. And there's one grub left, so we're going to go back and try to get that last grub. But this is usually how I play my games. Really aggressive, but also really, you know, intelligently about farm. And honestly, Lillia not that strong until you really get that. I remember last hit always. So if I have my void, since I don't have my buy technically, I don't really want to sell my dark seal. I'm just gonna do one cam really quick. The reason why is I want my Liandry's buy 100% before like anything. Because once I get this Liandry's buy, like I won't be basing again until Riftmaker. He's most likely on crab. I see it dead. You can actually see. And this is a huge buy. This, if you're like literally even or 0-0-0, but you farmed well and you have this item buy, you're doing good. Obviously, I'm super skilled. I can just get 4 kills while keeping CS going as efficient as possible. But if you're even 0-0, like this is, you're a scaling jungler. Don't be, don't be sad about having like low impact when your jungler is just, your champ's intended to farm. Here, I think Shaco might be ganking mid. With the Leandri's buy, I can actually 1v1 both of them. I had flash there. I could flash, right? But it's just like whatever for me. Killing her, I've already killed her. My flash, I will try to use it more in a defensive manner. Like, I'm really accelerated, you could say. Here, I'm going to eat the dragon. I'll just to keep my stacks going, but... That's a big thing, guys. Remember, we're consistently trying to keep our stacks going. No matter what. Like, if our stacks drop off, we're not really the same champion. Like, you keep your stacks going on Lillia in an aggressive play. Even using a Q on a minion, that's really important. It's game breaking. This champion lives and dies by how well you can keep your stacks going. So here, remember, if I could have queued there, really ideal. Here we eat, even if it misses, we hit the minions, which is important. W. I actually messed up my flash there, but it's okay. Here we're just gonna E at the same time. Get the AoE going. That was bad because I Q flash, my IQ flash missed. So here our conditions are bad. We're really like fragile. I could try to farm, but there's no camps even here. Dragon's not even a concern yet. What's important is this base timer. I could go Magi's, but I want to give this enemy team a chance. So I'm going to go straight to top-sided farm. And for third item, realistically for me, it's either Rylai's or Zhonya's. If you have... I think Zhonya's is safe, but it's expensive. I do like going Rylai's third, generally, unless like it's do or die if I have Zhonya's. But then after that, I get Zhonya's. And then you get like one of the void items. Personally, I think the healing void item is much better on Lillia because you already kind of do true damage. So like, my mindset is just like, okay, I don't necessarily need to have so much, right? He has no pull, right? He's vulnerable, easy kill. This is where you start taking waves and just, I have blue buff. I have such good conditions. I can just take towers too. Like, I can split push, right? Like it's, my champ is like, I have void grubs. This is the benefit of void grubs. Champion like me becomes a split pusher. And here you can always E in a line and it will just hit to give you a stack as well. You see? It gives you vision, gives you everything. Here I just want to break a tower. Get some benefits here. I just think I'm at a point where I'm just, insanely strong. I want to take over the game, so I want to accelerate myself as much as possible. I will take his jungle after, but first we're going to really check every camp. Set up a pink too. Defensive pink, just so we can continue playing in a very aggressive manner. My base is Riftmaker, so I'm just thinking about how much money I need for it. I could flank on this guy mid. I don't hate it. We're gonna sleep her just because I don't have enough damage to kill. Just to be safe, right? Like, I mean... Like, yeah. Like, I could try to kill without sleeping, but there's no chance, like, no reason for me to take a risk there. I don't know where the rest of the team was. I know I'm getting flanked. I'm so far forward. I just want to get that play. Get out so I can just go back to farming. Like, I love farming this champion. I have a great relationship with farming. You see, I always angle in, that kind of direction. He's actually a fool for trying to, like, even walk this way. I want him to pull. Now he's probably going to pull, so we just kite a bit. Ooh. He may die still. No. Sad. Should have bought. I could have maybe killed. He's a fool. He's a fool. Get him, Aphelios. You have flash? That was my one and only death, by the way. I have Riftmaker now. I'm never gonna die again. And now I do play for dragons. Like, I mean, sometimes I even get dragon. I don't think Lillia is a good dragon champion. So I play really safe around dragon. You can see his item scales really well. 10% Omnivamp. Your damage over time effects are going to stack it. Same thing with Leandries. Your damage over time effect stacks it. It's an extremely strong build. You're pretty much a bruiser. That's why you want to stack one more HP item into a possible, you know, Death Calf Boys, Zonyas, even Banshees if you really need MR. Though I don't know if I need MR. Stuff like that really depends on the game. Hold on, my light went off. Here we E. If it doesn't... if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Last hit always. Last hit every time. Here we're in a weird position where, like, top side is so far away. Honestly, I think they might be on Herald. So what I'm going to do is just invade and check his camps. And maybe look for, you know, potential kill. See here, we're able to get to sleep, and then we just Q. Easy pickings. Remember, I mean, I just want to keep my stocks going ASAP, long as possible. This is a good time to base. Game's kind of not much left on the bot side. Herald's still up. We could play for Herald. This is where I decided my items, right? Do I have MR? They have a bid, but not really much of a threat yet. I think just stacking HP is really ideal here. I don't really go for blue Ink Wars as much anymore. I feel like people don't utilize it. Right now, people don't really utilize them. I advise you don't really buy too many pinks if you're trying to carry. I generally have like one and I sit on one for a while. Or I drop one. But here I'm really trying to carry. I have to maximize my gold towards these items. Because, you know, you have to have the mindset that games could easily be thrown. For whatever reason, right? Like things happen, mistakes happen, all this kind of stuff. I think he dies, yeah. Nice, well done. Mistakes happen. You have to play to win. If you play to win with the mindset of anything can go, it's really good. Here I'm going to do Herald. Herald's extremely good, but it takes way too long. Herald's like an objective you do when you're winning and you're in a good, comfortable position to do. But if you don't have people around you, you know, there's just a lot that can go wrong with Herald. It takes much too long. Here I'm fine with just chunking this guy. Here I want him to pull, right? Though I do have a lot of people. Okay, maybe this wasn't a great idea. I didn't see the Janna on the side. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. We get 2 deaths. That's it, okay? I'm not gonna die again. Gonna die again. You're not gonna see me die again. He actually copied my build. We're relatively the same power, so we have to watch out for that. But the Herald is a huge thing for us. I would love to have Rylai's right now, but I don't. Extremely awkward. So I'm just gonna get this. I'm selling Dark Seal. I don't think it's a Dark Seal game. I think they have a lot of champions that can live long. And I do want to play for Dragon here. I want to start getting Dragon buffs. This game might be over before Dragon Soul, but we're at the point where, okay, now we play for objectives. We farm, play for objectives, towers, dragons. If there's a good angle to Baron, I play for Baron, but Baron is, you know, something like a dessert. It's not something you easily do. It's a bit of a reward you get later. We start this, W here. And yeah, to carry games, you really have to have the mindset of like heavy farmer, heavy eater. Gluttony. You are devouring everything in your sight. Anything like that is giving you gold, you just take it. And you gotta take it fast, right? It's more of like it's the efficiency of which you take something and the amount of time you're spending on it that really changes what kind of player you are. Because eventually I'm gonna be up so much time and farm that the other guy for Shaco will be like 3 camps down and he has to try to help his team, right? That's like extremely bad for him. While me, I have all my camps already killed. Here, I think it's possible to fight. Though I don't want to. I want to kill Vlad. Here, I'm going to E. Remember, it's all about stacks. Even though I didn't hit him, I hit the stacks, which is important. I don't know about her taking that, but it is what it is. I think they're all here. Okay, that flash was not good. Listen, I only died 3 times. That's it. Okay, that's it. Also, I'm lagging a bit. Hold on. Should good. And then I go into Zhonya's if I can. Armor, Seekers, very important. Zhonya is going to be huge for us this game. God damn, I'm devouring the entire map. Here, I would probably want to stop him. I don't need to flash aggressively. We're in a position where flashing is more defensive, if anything, right? Like, we don't need to be doing crazy plays like that. It's just unnecessary. Here, I think they're doing Baron, which personally, since I am going to be there, is fine. As long as there's a plan here, I'm really happy. If not, I'm still pretty happy. Yeah, we should do it. Because I do it extremely fast. Here, if you always want to guarantee that you're tanking, if you go behind it, pretty much you're guaranteed to be tanking. Which is just a cool thing to... Easy kill. Easy kill. I have a grudge against this Janna, so what we're going to do here is we're going to guarantee that we kill her. Mostly because we don't like her, right? We have the Rylai slow now. We just apply all this AoE. Just anger, frustration from her denying me that play. Here, because I pointed this way, it's most likely Herald will try to turn straight. So what we're going to do is try to curve it. So we always have to curve it and angle it as well as we can. This guy has MR now. He rushed an MR item. Definitely not someone we can kill. In fact, it's such a weird build that I have to go early void. I'm trying to carry, right? This guy is chasing me, but because he went an MR item, his damage isn't that high. So we're fine. Like, our champ is insane for healing. And we have Rylai's perma-slowing. Like I said, very important to kind of play with that mindset involved. Here I might stay. A lot of AoE damage. Really good for us. Like I said, I think I might go into a void before I finish Zhonya's. But thing is, Seekers is a really efficient item. So I have the Seekers, which is a temporary stopwatch. That builds into Zhonya's, so... Build-wise, we're happy. But I just think a void would be good right now. Like, I love my My Rallies though. I think Rallies perma-slowing people is just insanely like broken. Plus Rallies is a cheap item. But this game they're stacking MR, so we have to build for Void. If anyone finishes a full MR item, you have to go Void, period. Usually if you play Lillia, you might get lucky where the enemy team is just full MR. Here I try to hit an angle if we can. Remember, always stack. Move slow. Remember, we have Zhonya's, right? So we can use it here. Ooh, that's spicy, spicy. But we are close to finishing Zhonya, so this is a decision I like to do. Boom, boom. And we're gonna go Void next. All good. You gotta think about your items, your buy, your gold. All these things need to equate. If I can finish a core, especially because I use Seekers, I'm just gonna do it. And Void is a really cheap item. Easy for us to get this buy. They did seal, but it's not a big deal. The way I look at it is, I think, okay, I'm gonna be a god this game. I'm gonna be unkillable. I'm gonna kill everybody. Like, I'm not worried that much. We just have to get to our points where we get them in these... Pretty much we get them in these areas that we think are beneficial for us. We want fights that are good for us. I'm super fed, but if I go in a fight in a bad situation where we're very deep, I will still die, right? You have to understand that. You want fights that are good for you. When you play the carry, you have to play to understand when a fight is too risky for how much gold I'm worth or how important I am for the team. Maybe a 1 in 5 Fizz could suicide for like a 1-for-1. But me, like my champion is not, we're not suiciding for a 1-for-1. We're going for the most value we can, right? If we don't get a clean ace for my death, it's not good. It is not good. Remember, we have Zhonya's, right? So this is just perfectly okay for us. No worry. Stacking our Q on the wave, this is what we live for. I love it. Getting free stacks, super good. Remember, Zhonya's not afraid much. May even Q flash on them here. So confident. The Vlad tries to flank. Not that much of a threat. We can go slow on it. Get the triple spear. Zhonya's it. Okay, we get 2. Could have Zhonya's sooner. I think I took a lot of damage before. The Void essential to what's going on. I think if I angled my W a bit better, it could have been really huge for us. Team just went in way too early. We do play. If my team understands, they play around me. I am the carry. If I have people around me, I am untouchable. Right? So we just have to play around the Lillia. So I ping my team. I ping myself to kind of let my team know I exist and I am God in this game. So you play around God and God will reward you with LP. Here, Baron's coming up. This is where, you know, you just gotta be really fast on objectives. Not starting objectives, but just be aware that the objective is up. And what I love to do and the way I win a lot of games is push waves. If the waves are pushed, not pushed, and look for picks. Here they're fighting without me again, right? Extremely dumb decision. If he kills Shaco, it's okay, but again, you know, dumb things happen. Dumb things happen. Well, what I think is gonna happen here is we're gonna get a free Baron though. Yes, we can Baron. Even so important to Baron, it is to even Baron to start it even just as soon as possible. It's just important. That's it. Here I'm gonna E. What's gonna happen here is Janna is gonna make a mistake. Oh, what the hell? Maybe I'm gonna make a mistake by jumping in there. I think Filius is kind of trolling. Just help. Just have to help us kill. Just kill it ASAP, please. Thing is, we could kill. They don't have to run out. If MF ults, we can just kind of play like kind of like an angle, you know? But how did he die? He just gets one shot with the Shaco crit build. I don't think we lose, but carrying games is so stressful, man. Your team is just always... They're always just out to get you, man. This is why I always prefer games to be like... Oh my god, they're all stacking MR. The games to be less about team, more about just what an individual can do. Because it's hard to get your team to do the right thing. I think they should just go there. Damn. If my team was a bit closer, it could have been huge. You can heal quickly on this, so very good. We should just do Dragon fast. We have Smite up, so we should just do it fast. My Jax is just TPing mid. Okay. Out here we're just farming. We do want on items. Not sure what to say about that, but yes, he did go for that. Okay. I see it. Team's out to get me. It's all good. We play for our item buys. If I get this void, it's really good for us. They could push here. Janna's on the move. A bit worried about getting flanked here, but I really want this item. Luck's not really warding for us, which is always bad. Vlad could flank on us. Have to remember that. Here I'm just basing here because this is a spot where I think MF might try to go for bot wave. We can kill. Shaco is going first, so we can maybe even kill too. We're gonna E where we think he'll go. The burn should deal with him. We have Zhonya's, right? So we're not that afraid of him. Did buy some time. Thing is, we killed most of the waves, so that wasn't really bad. There wasn't much going on for that. Let me just see how much this is going to heal me. 400. Probably better just go for the void. Maximize my damage here. This is where we're going to have to make the most out of our build. I actually think Jack's going for the back door here is good. Isn't really much up right now. Just heal, man. They just heal right now. It's good. It's very good. Not much going on. I don't want them to die because if they die, they can just keep pushing. Right now, they lost one inhib. So they're kind of in a lost position. We're going to have to play really smart here, but I think I'm extremely strong. And if I was going to sell, I'd probably sell my Rallies for a depth cap or Banshees, depending on the game. Right now, though, this Shaco stuff is really nasty. I think killing him would be important, though. Here, I think he might be in that brush. No, he might be in this one, then. Oh, what? I'm trolling. I didn't actually expect to die like that. My bad, my bad. Just have to kill the wave. There isn't really much else they can take. Might be a Banshee's angle. But I need to sell my items for it. It's gonna take time. So what we do is we sell once just to see how much it'll cost for us to get the item. 3,100, we're at 28, so we just need like 400. So we play around that. I think doing Baron is very important. Problem is, late game Lillia, it's really... Your range is not as like OP. You have to play around like your flash angle. Which is very important. She's so fast and she's really beefy. Difficult for me to deal with her, specifically. So I'm just going to be ready for Baron. As long as they're not on it currently. I'm going to stack on the wave here. Make sure. This guy needs to stop just running in and dying. For no reason. Here I'm going to stack on the wave. Also, we don't want them to backdoor. And then we can fight. Just push. Even just pushing the wave is more important, right? This is like 2 waves worth. I really want this Shaco to accidentally go on me here. There we go. Throw my E here. Here I'm not really trying to go in, I'm just trying to stop them from ending. But we're in a bad spot. And they have a wave. I mean, honestly, I think this game was good for you guys. I don't know why I keep losing when I make these videos. It's just like, people are just hard to play with. But if you follow the instructions, you're gonna give your chance. Even though it was a loss, in my mind, this game is a win, right? When you put it together, how the conditions I played, how important it was for me, I did what I could do as much as possible. So I played my game correctly. I did what I needed to do. I made some mistakes. We stumbled. But what you can get from a loss can be more valuable than what you can get from a win. So that's why I think it's okay to lose. It's understandable. What could I have done differently is what your outlook should be. This game I tried. The conditions were well. As long as you play the early to mid game well, you cannot control the late game. It's much more of a flip. Make sure you play the early to mid game as well as possible and focus on that. And then you will start to see more progress. Hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck in your games.